Alright guys, it's Empire Gaming here, back with another video. This is another how it's made video called Trumpets and Banjos. I want to see if we can hit 5 likes. Please subscribe and comment if you are new. Comment I subscribe and I will try and reply to your comment. I'm new at this. I think I only have 2 subscribers. My goal is 100 by August 1st. So if y'all could help me reach that goal.
Ancestor of the modern trumpet was a straight horn that could emit just a few notes. By the 15th century, they learned how to bend the horn, allowing for the use of crooks, or sections of bent tubing that changed the length of the instrument and the series of notes it produced. The invention of the valve in the mid-1800s finally allowed the trumpet to play in any key.
Huh. Never realized the trumpet was that old.
A trumpet is made up of 1.5 meters of tubing. 3 valves allow air to flow through additional tubing to alter the trumpet's pitch. Trumpets are made from sheets of metal, most often brass. This factory combines different thicknesses in a single instrument to attain a particular sound. Workers first lay a template on a brass sheet and trace it out. Then they cut along the score line with electric shears. This piece will become the trumpet's bell.
Cool.
A manually operated press forms a perfect fold down the middle. Then they notch the edges. They close up the bell by hammering the notched pieces onto the opposite edge. They use a rawhide mallet because anything harder would damage the brass. They melt a brass alloy along the joint. It solidifies into a metal seam that bonds the edges to each other permanently.
Something other than a rawhide.
They slip the bell over a cone-shaped mandrel and hammer the brass until it too is cone-shaped. Then the bell goes onto another mandrel mounted on a lathe.
Starting to look more like a trumpet.
They push the brass against the mandrel to finalize the shape. Then they file the metal smooth. Now for the bell's rim, called the bead. A brass rod with a notch at the end catches the edge of the bell and rolls it back into a rim. They use what's called a concave roller to round the rim's jagged edge.
Cool.
Then they slide a brass alloy wire into the rim pocket. This makes the bell stronger and adds weight to the edge of the flare to project sound better.
That is neat.
They roll the rim over even more to enclose the wire.
Cool.
Now they heat the rim and apply acid flux to clean the surface for soldering. Lead or silver solder ensures the wire won't rattle when the bell vibrates. After wiping off the excess flux, they put the bell back on the lathe and scrape off the excess solder. Using an abrasive sponge, they smooth away any scratches left by the scraper. Then they remove any solder bits trapped in the rim. Now they fill the entire bell with a soap and water solution, then freeze it at minus 49 degrees Celsius. When the water is frozen, they place the bell in a bending block. The ice provides counterpressure, preventing the brass from buckling inward. The ice itself doesn't shatter under the pressure because the soap in the water makes it pliable. After checking the angle of the bend with a gauge, they let the bell defrost. In the mounting department, workers assemble smaller components made of brass and nickel, valve casings, the sliding tubes to which they connect, the slide for tuning the trumpet, the pipe that holds the mouthpiece. Then they solder on the bell. 3 pistons and install one in each valve casing. These slides have to fit loosely enough to move freely, but tightly enough to prevent air leaks. One slide has a finger ring for holding the trumpet. After polishing and lacquering the brass, they test the trumpet for sound quality. This is one company that likes to blow its own horn.
That's cool.
The twang of the banjo resonates in American country music and bluegrass. But this down-home sound actually has its roots in Africa, with slaves who came to America and wanted something that sounded like the instruments from home. They devised the banjo, and the rest is music history.
Okay, now I want a banjo.
To make a banjo, they carve a lip into wood that's been steamed and bent into a circular rim. They measure the rim carefully. It must be a perfect fit for this metal tone ring, so they do a preliminary fitting. The wooden back of the banjo acts as a sound resonator. They embellish it with some plastic trim to give it a more stylish look. A chemical accelerator helps the glue dry, so the plastic trim adheres almost instantly. They sand it until the plastic is flush to the wood.
Cool. That is really cool.
This long piece of wood will become the banjo's neck. Using a table saw, they cut a long slot into the neck to allow them to install a metal adjusting rod later. The artisan widens the end of the neck with 2 pieces of wood to form the instrument's peg head.
That is nice.
Next, they do some very delicate work. They embed tiny mother-of-pearl decorations in a piece of ebony. They glue that inlaid piece of ebony onto the banjo's peg head and clamp it to dry. Now it's over to a saw with 22 blades. They pass a long piece of ebony over those blades to make 22 fret slots. This is the banjo's fingerboard. Once it's been adorned with more inlaid decorations, they glue the fingerboard onto the banjo neck.
Let's get one thing straight. I never tell you to drink Sprite. Even if I was in a commercial for Sprite, which I am, I would tell you to drink it, no matter what that cue card says.
Bruh, man, say it.
No. Even if you just eat tacos with extra hot sauce, and you were holding an extra cold Sprite, and for some reason, waiting for me to tell you to drink it, I still wouldn't tell you to drink that thirst-quenching Sprite. I'd ask you, you want a Sprite?
At this point, they trim the edges of the banjo neck and peg head down to size. Using this router, they give the back and sides of the banjo neck smoother contours.
Cool.
The rounded edges will make the instrument easier to hold and play.
Nice.
They finalize the shape of the neck with a rasp, then give it a thorough sanding.
That looks kind of long.
Here, they tap metal frets into the slots on the fingerboard, then trim the overlap.
Cool.
Now it's time for a little color.
Ooh,
They
I
rub
like
some
that red.
stain onto the banjo parts.
I like that red color.
When the stain dries, they spray on 12 coats of lacquer.
That's a lot of
Then
lacquer.
polish off the job with a thorough buffing. Now all the pieces come together, beginning with the pre-fitted tone ring and wooden rim. The plastic head through which the banjo's sound will radiate fits on the tone ring. They secure the head with a tension hoop and little hooks. Tightening these hooks will stretch the plastic head to adjust the tone. They attach the banjo neck with its peg head and secure it with metal rods.
Cool.
They screw the tuning pegs into the peg head. Then pull a string up to the tuning peg and tighten it. This little wooden bridge sits on the plastic head and is only held in place by tension from the strings. Finally, they install the wooden back of the banjo. As you can see, making a banjo is a major production. But now, it's ready for showbiz.
That is really neat. I think I'm gonna get me a banjo now. Alright guys, thank you for watching and hope you enjoyed this video. Again, I want to hit 5 likes, please subscribe if you are new, and please leave a comment or subscribe and I will try to respond to your comment. Thank you all very much.